The bright cafe hummed with soft music and the hiss of espresso as a silver-haired gentleman stepped inside. Behind the counter, a young barista with magenta hair and a septum ring narrowed her eyes as he approached.
Can I help you? Actually, no. This cafe is for young creatives. Old men like you just embarrass us.
I see. Thank you for your honesty. I'll be on my way.
Finally. Take the hint. You are killing the vibe here.
Kenji gave a polite nod, then turned toward the door without another word. The other customers averted their eyes, but no one spoke up. From the back office, the cafe manager heard the commotion and sprinted to the front. Sato burst through the door and froze, her eyes locked on the silver-haired man.
Wait, that's…
Sato rushed forward, but before she could speak, Kenji caught her eye and gave the faintest shake of his head.
Thank you for the atmosphere. It was refreshing.
See? Even the manager knows a lost cause when she sees one.
The moment the door clicked shut, Sato grabbed Mayu's arm with a grip that made the younger woman wince.
You have no idea what you just did. That man is…
What? A friend of yours? He was just some old guy killing the mood.
The other customers exchanged uneasy glances, their whispers like static in the tense air.
We're not discussing this out here. Back office. Now?
Mayu rolled her eyes but followed, the smugness still plastered on her face. The office door shut with a heavy click, sealing them inside. Inside the cramped office, Sato spun around, her face flushed with barely contained fury.
That man is not just a customer, Mayu. He has more right to be in this cafe than anyone, including you.
What? Is he the coffee bean supplier? Don't be so dramatic.
Sato's jaw tightened. She marched to the desk and clicked on the security monitor. The screen flickered to life, showing the counter view from earlier that week. Footage played of Mayu sneering at an elderly man with a cane, waving him away like a pest.
That guy was taking forever to order. I saved him time. This is ridiculous.
Sato fast-forwarded. The footage jumped to another angle, and then her hand froze on the mouse. On the screen, Mayu's hand slipped into the tip jar, sliding bills into her pocket with practiced ease.
And what exactly is this, Mayu? Because it looks a lot like theft.
That's not. I didn't. The camera must be glitching.
The camera is fine. I've been meaning to review the tip counts for weeks.
Mayu's defiance crumbled. She slumped into the chair, tears spilling over her cheeks.
I just needed some extra cash. Please, Miss Sato, don't tell anyone.
Sato's expression didn't soften. She reached for the desk phone and began dialing.
No, wait. I'll pay it back double, please. Just give me a chance.
Regional Director Harada, please. It's Sato Misaki at Harmonia Coffee.
Across the city, Kenji walked a quiet path, pausing to inhale the fragrance of a blooming camellia.
The tea ceremony this morning was too rushed. I must slow down.
Unaware of the storm brewing behind him, he continued his stroll, a gentle smile on his lips. In a sleek regional office, Harada Takeshi leaned forward, eyes fixed on the security feed Sato had sent.
Tip theft. Clear as day. But this wouldn't be the first time she's crossed a line.
He pulled up another clip, an elderly regular, Tanaka Saburo, flinching as Mayu snatched his cup away.
This is Tanaka Saburo. She didn't just take tips, she bullied him. Pattern clear. This is a serious breach. I am ending this.
He grabbed the desk phone and dialed Sato.
Sato. Termination is confirmed. Process her pay and call her in. And there's another matter. I just spoke with Mr. Takahashi. He wants us to launch an elder regulars loyalty discount and a staff training module on respect. You are directing it?
On the other end, Sato's silence was bewildered, but Harada's tone left no room for questions. Within the hour, Regional Director Harada walked through the cafe doors, his presence silencing the room.
Mayu Sato. Effective immediately. Your employment with Harmonia Coffee is terminated for gross misconduct and theft.
Mayu's face drained of color. Her mouth opened, but no words came.
Collect your belongings from the locker room. Sato will process your final pay.
Under the weight of her colleagues' stares, Mayu stumbled toward the locker room.
How did everything fall apart so fast?
Clutching her bag, she walked back through the cafe, each step heavier than the last. Her gaze brushed past a gleaming brass plaque on the wall, its engraved letters swimming in her tears. Sato watched from the office door, her expression a tangled mix of duty and regret. Across the city, Kenji's phone buzzed. He listened quietly, then set it down with a soft sigh. He had hoped it wouldn't come to this. Rain began to fall, soaking through Mayu's thin jacket as she trudged through the empty streets.
How could one mistake ruin everything?
In her cramped apartment, she stared at her phone before forcing herself to dial.
Mom, I got fired today. They said I stole tips.
On the other end, her mother's silence was sharp, laced with the disappointment Mayu had always feared.
I know, I messed up. I don't know what to do.
After the call, Kenji sat among the hydrangeas, pen and paper in hand.
The business has grown beyond me, but I can still guide its heart.
He wrote a memo outlining the elder regular's loyalty discount and a heartfelt service staff training module. Then he sealed it, hoping that next time respect would arrive before judgment. Within days, Harmonia Coffee launched the Elder Regulars loyalty discount, its teal and gold cards gleaming at the counter. The heartfelt service training module followed, with Sato leading the first sessions. For Mayu, every job application ended the same way, a crimson stamp on each, rejected.
12 rejections in 3 weeks. They all know I stole from them.
She could almost feel the weight of that word, thief, seeping into every envelope.
Maybe they're right. Who would trust a thief with their coffee, let alone their money?
Scrolling through her phone for a hollow distraction, a sponsored post stopped her thumb. Harmonia, Coffee's new Elder Regulars program glowed on the screen, promising respect and welcome to all generations.
A program to welcome elders. Because I was the one who made them feel unwanted.
Lost in her shame, Mayu didn't see the elderly man until her shoulders slammed into his.
You, not you, again.
Mayu's heart dropped. It was Tanaka Saburo, the man she had bullied without a second thought.
Wait, please. I know I was terrible. I've been wanting to apologize.
Tanaka narrowed his eyes, but he didn't flee. Something in her voice made him listen.
I stole from the cafe. But worse, I stole your dignity. I am so sorry.
For a tense heartbeat, Tanaka said nothing. Then he sighed.
I used to dread coming to that cafe because of you, but maybe people can change. They started a new training because of that old gentleman, Mr. Takahashi. He told the staff that everyone deserves a second chance.
He's the reason for that program. And he still believes in second chances?
Sleep refused to come. In the dead of night, Mayu left her apartment, her feet carrying her back to Harmonia Coffee. The cafe was dark, chairs upside down on tables. She pressed her palms against the cold glass. A street lamp cast a pale beam across the wall, igniting the brass plaque she had only glimpsed before. The engraved letters swam into focus. Founder, Kenji Takahashi. Below, in smaller script, established 1985.
Number: Takahashi. The old man I humiliated. He isn't just a customer. He's the founder. He owns 51% of the company. He built this place from nothing.
Mayu's knees buckled. She slid down the door, her back against the glass, tears flooding her cheeks.
I told him old men embarrass us. I told the founder of the chain he was killing the vibe. He still pushed for a program to welcome elders. He didn't fire me. His director did, but he still showed me grace.
Under the cold stars, she wept until her chest ached. The words, "turns out," echoing in the silence of her ruin. The next morning, Mayu sat at her chipped desk, pen shaking over a blank sheet of paper.
I have to tell him how sorry I am, even if he never reads this.
She addressed the envelope to Kenji Takahashi, then paused. She had no idea where to send it. Hours later, she stood at the Harmonia counter, holding the letter out to Sato with trembling hands.
Miss Sato, I know I have no right, but please, could you make sure this reaches Mr. Takahashi?
That evening, Sato appeared at the door of Kenji's traditional home, envelope in hand. Kenji Takahashi received the envelope and read the tear-stained pages in the warm light of his study.
She called me an embarrassment, yet here she is, bearing her soul.
He set the letter down and opened his laptop. For the employee newsletter, he typed the only words that mattered. That evening, a message appeared on the company bulletin: "Everyone deserves a second chance, KT." 2 days later, a former colleague sent Mayu a photo of the employee bulletin. The note read, "Everyone deserves a second chance, KT."
He read it. He answered me.
Tears streamed down her face, but this time they were not only of regret. A week later, a narrow lane led her to a wooden storefront with a sliding door. A small sign read, "Kissa Toki, help wanted." She slid open the door and stepped into a warm, dim room that smelled of old wood and coffee. Behind the counter, a woman with silver hair in a bun and a gentle but sharp gaze looked up.
You look like you've been through a storm. Why should I take a chance on you?
After a long pause, Ito nodded. "Tomorrow morning, you'll wash dishes." At sunrise, Mayu stood at the sink, sleeves rolled up, steam fogging her face.
Dishwater is hotter than my old attitude. This is where I start over.
From the kitchen doorway, she watched Ito bow to an elderly customer, her voice like warm milk.
She treats every cup like a ceremony. I used to hand them over like trash.
Days passed. She scrubbed cups until her fingers ached, but the bitterness began to wash away. One quiet afternoon, she gathered her courage and stood before Ito.
Ito-san, I want to learn. The right way. Please teach me.
You've stopped glaring at our older guests. That's a good sign.
Ito set a brass kettle on the counter and placed Mayu's hands on the handle. Slowly, drop by drop, Mayu began to learn what it meant to serve. Months of early mornings turned her pour-over into a steady stream, her latte art into a delicate heart. One afternoon, a white-haired regular took a sip, then set his cup down with a look of genuine surprise.
He liked it. My coffee made someone happy.
That evening, in her tiny room, she stood before the mirror and removed the septum ring. She combed her magenta bob back, tucking it behind her ears, the undercut now a quiet statement. The next morning, Ito looked up from the grinder and paused.
You've shed your armor. Good. Today, you'll take the morning service shift, alone.
Mayu's heart hammered, but she bowed deeply. She took the crisp white apron from its hook. This apron was no longer a uniform. It was a promise. Half a year passed, and Kisatoki's quiet reputation began to ripple through the coffee community. Kenji Takahashi, still an avid observer of the craft, overheard a fervent recommendation at a local cupping session. An old colleague mentioned a remarkable young barista who poured every cup as if it were an apology.
A small Kisaten, a reformed barista. Could it be her?
That evening, in the peace of his garden, he made up his mind.
I want to see this change with my own eyes. Perhaps growth deserves a witness.
The next morning, the laneways led him to a wooden storefront he had only heard about. The carved sign read Kissa Toki, and from within came the faint aroma of freshly ground beans.
This is the place. Now, let's see if the heart inside matches the promise.
He straightened his tweed jacket and slid the door open, stepping into the warmth. The morning sun cast long shadows across Kissa Toki's wooden counter.
I've been feeling jittery all day, like something's about to happen.
You are polishing that cup like it's a family heirloom. Is something on your mind?
Ito-san, did you say a special guest might come today? I can't shake this feeling.
I heard a whisper from an old friend. Someone who values second chances.
Mayu's hands paused over the cup. The words echoed her own journey. The door slid open with a soft rumble, the bell above chiming gently. A silver-haired figure paused on the threshold, his silhouette backlit by the morning sun. Mayu, still facing the shelf of cups, felt the shift in the air, but didn't turn around. The door clicked shut. The quiet of the Kisaten now held an unspoken tension. The silence weighted the air like a held breath. Then, first slowly, then in a snap, Mayu turned.
Number, it can't be. Takahashi-san?
Their eyes met. 10 months of regret bridged in a single, infinite second. Kenji inclined his head a fraction. A gesture so small, it could have been a bow. He chose the seat by the window, the same calm settling his shoulders as when he'd left his own cafe. Ito materialized at Mayu's side, her voice a hushed nudge.
That's the special guest. Don't let fear brew what only courage can serve.
Mayu's trembling hands pressed flat against her apron, the cotton absorbing a decade of lessons. She walked to his table, each step a ceremony she had rehearsed in her dreams 1,000 times.
Good morning, sir. What can I brew for you today?
A hot latte with extra foam, please, just as you once refused to serve it.
She wrote it down with a trembling pen, then crossed to the espresso machine as if approaching an altar. The milk hissed under her wand. A perfect vortex swirled, and her hands steadied for the first time that morning. She delivered the cup with both hands, the saucer steady, the heart in the foam, as clean as a promise. Kenji lifted the cup. Steam curled past his reading glasses as he breathed in. He took a slow sip, then closed his eyes. The quiet stretched like the silence after a prayer.
It's excellent, Mayu-chan. This is the taste of respect.
He called me Mayu-chan. After everything, he called me by name.
Her lips parted, but no words came. The tears she'd sworn to control slipped free. She pressed a hand to her racing heart. The cup between them was empty, but the silence was full. Kenji rose from his seat, his movements slow and deliberate, as though carrying the weight of 1,000 unspoken words. He placed a folded bill on the saucer, far more than the cost of a latte, and slid a small note beneath it.
You've learned, Mayu-chan. Welcome back to hospitality.
He didn't wait for a reply. The door slid open, and he was gone. Mayu stood frozen, staring at the door long after it closed. Then her eyes fell on the saucer. With trembling fingers, she unfolded the note. 2 words in careful, old-fashioned script. Keep growing. A sob escaped her lips, then a laugh, then both at once. The tears she'd held for months came in a flood.
He didn't just forgive me. He gave me permission to keep moving forward.
She pressed the note against her heart, a new warmth spreading through her chest. Today, she had been welcomed back. The soft shuffle of slippers announced Ito before she appeared at Mayu's side.
What happened? That silver-haired gentleman left you weeping like a morning rain.
Ito-san, that was Takahashi Kenji, the founder of the chain I disgraced, and he forgave me.
Mayu's voice cracked as she recounted the weight of her past and the note he'd left. Ito listened, her sharp eyes softening like old leather.
That man gave you more than a tip, Mayu. He gave you a path. walk it with both feet.
Mayu looked down at the now crumpled note, then back to Ito with a nod.
I won't waste this. I promise.
For the first time in a year, the guilt didn't suffocate her. It had become a compass. She faced the empty cafe, the morning light spilling across the wooden floor. Months folded into a year. Kisatoki's window now bore a hand-painted sign. Senior Special Hour. Mayu, now a junior partner, served every elder with the grace Ito had etched into her bones. One quiet afternoon, the bell chimed, and a silver-haired man in tweeds stepped inside.
Welcome back, sir. The usual latte with extra foam?
You remember. Yes, please.
She made the coffee with muscle memory now, the heart in the foam as steady as her hands.
The foam has a warmer taste today. You've made this your own.
When he finished, he left his usual generous tip. No note this time. Kenji paused at the door, looking back at the Kisatan, then stepped out into the afternoon. The cups were soon washed, but the warmth of his visit lingered long after. The coffee that Kenji sipped that day wasn't just a latte. It was the taste of a bridge built between generations. For Mayu, each pour-over was no longer a transaction. It was an offering, a quiet promise to treat every customer with the dignity they deserved. Kisatoki became a place where the old and the young shared stories over steaming cups, their differences dissolving in the warmth of shared respect. Kenji never publicly spoke of the incident again. His silence was the loudest form of grace, but whenever he visited, his presence was a quiet testament that forgiveness doesn't erase the past, it transforms it. Kenji, in his garden, smiled as he thought of the young barista who had learned what it truly meant to serve. Mayu, in the Kisatan, smiled as she saw an elderly couple hold hands over coffee she had brewed. The final image. 2 cups side by side at sunrise, one modern white, one traditional ceramic, a harmony of old and new. The steam rose and curled together, inseparable, like the lives that had crossed over a simple cup of coffee. And in that quiet steam, the lesson remained. Respect, once poured, never stops giving warmth.